What do you make of the 60 years of Uganda's self-rule?
I feel that Ugandans deserve better in terms of guidance from leadership. And I find even the country itself, the physical setup of this country, the environment and so on, they deserve better treatment.
Okay.
I was born in Ssemogerere Islands, and when I look back, when I go there, we have some property there. When I go there and see the destruction which has taken place lately, by lately I mean about 30 years particularly, including destruction by government-sponsored programs like physical destruction of natural forests. I feel sorry. In my young days, even up to the time I was at university, my holidays would go fishing physically in canoes with my relatives and friends. It was a wonderful time. But that's lack of proper treatment of the environment, and leadership is responsible. Most of this would not have been done if there was more careful, wise leadership, the guidance. Even in the city like Kampala here, you look at the city itself, the housing, and you compare to what it was 30 years ago and beyond.
Doctor,
when the architects,
we have a lot of new buildings.
Architects, for instance, were engaged professionally, as we did in our case here. There are the guidelines as to how to put up a structure, and
it was all planned.
Yes, but that is now not so much attended to. This house you see here, the position, the siting of this house, even the way it's faced, the distance from the main road, from the boundary of our property, is a result of guidelines given to the architect
by professionals.
He said, no, according to guidelines, you have got to leave this space and so on. But I've seen that is no longer respected.
Yeah.
You can just look around and see our neighbors.
What do you think has gone wrong, Doctor?
I think neglect of these guidelines, the professional guidelines. I think you should challenge the authorities as a journalist. You should challenge the authorities. We've got so many authorities here. We've got, of course, the office of the Lord Mayor, yes, but then you've got the office of the executive director. Then you've got the office of the cases,
the RCC.
RCC.
The division mayors.
Yes, but particularly those who should be even more technical. Why are they here?
It's to do such work.
They should be doing, following that guidelines. So,
Doctor, what do you think has gone wrong?
That explains many why there are so many problems which arise from the neglect.
So, in general, what does that say about the country Uganda? 60 years with self-rule.
Well, we have said 60 years would have accomplished more than we have accomplished.
Okay.
On all fronts. Yes.
Doctor, in a historical sense, where were you on the 9th of October 1962?
At home.
You were at home.
Yes.
What do you remember about the day? I want somebody.
You must look at me at that time. Here I was a young man, having worked so hard for independence by peaceful means, constitutionally. Where I believe that our party was well done, had done a very good job. At that time, we were being targeted. We were being targeted.
By the colonial authority?
No, not the colonial authorities, by our adversaries.
Okay.
Yes. And a few months before, I myself narrowly survived an attack arranged for me with the spears and so on.
Who were those people that wanted to attack you?
I'm not going to mention names. you would understand how.
Okay.
You can imagine what the situation was for the Democratic Party at that time.
Why were you targeted as the Democratic Party?
Yeah, by our adversaries.
What is it that you were doing wrong?
You had the UPC leadership.
Okay.
You had the KY leadership. And they had entered into an alliance.
A coalition.
You know that. And the alliance was principally made to get the DP out of power.
Okay.
And were castigated. All right. So for most people, without proper knowledge of the situation, took it for granted that were the wrong people around, and some of our people were killed. So it was as bad as that. And the day you are talking about,
yes,
was not a day for celebration on my part, and on part of many people.
Because of the losses you had encountered.
Because of what
the attacks.
Because of what this was, yes, and it was an example of what was going on in much of the to many of our people.
Okay.
So it was wise to stay home.
You stayed home on the 9th of October,
exactly.
1962.
Exactly.
Because you didn't know what would happen to you if you walked out.
I was not even in the mood of celebrating, much as I worked for independence. But luckily I've lived long enough to see better days and even to make good friends with my former adversaries.
Okay.
Even the KY, some of the KYs were in 1962, it's been 61, 62, 63, who were really sworn enemies of mine. In 1980, they were in the forefront of our campaign.
Campaigning for you to be president?
Yes, yes. And campaigning for the Democratic Party. Yes. 1980, 1996, till now, many people who if you looked at their background, it was not that rosy.
Wow. Doctor, you said, yes, you didn't celebrate, but you worked to see Uganda independent.
Oh, sure.
What are those things that you did to achieve the independence of Uganda? Not you alone, but with your colleagues. What is that you did?
Well, we did the best we could.
What are those things that you carried on?
To give the message that Uganda, people of Uganda deserve to be independent like the people everywhere. Why should they be under colonial administration, colonial rule? That was the message everywhere. It was the period beginning with about 1950s or 60s. Africa began waking up, following particularly the independence of India.
Okay.
So many African people rose
You got
up.
to know Ssemogerere.
Yes, exactly, that's the word.
After India, all Africans got to know this is possible.
Exactly. Then 1957, I was still a student, and we had a seminar in Ghana by the World University Service. It was sponsored by the World Service Committee of Canada.
Yes.
They had but they had one on Africa there, and we went there in 1957 when Ghana was a few months old as an independent state. And you could see, you enjoy to be an African country, now independent, and you see what can be achieved even by peaceful means.
Okay.
So this spread in Nigeria, 58, and those were periods also when here, particularly in our generation, at university level, and we began to say, why can't we do the same? It is possible, it can be done. And we had meetings, we had organizations, and the Democratic Party, for instance, had been formed in 1954. We joined it, some of us, others joined other parties, Progressive Party and so on. And we did what political parties do everywhere.
Were you demonstrating? Were you rioting? Were you holding conferences? What are those particular things?
The DP did not have any rioting. It was not on our books. We were a peaceful party, but we would have many conferences. We had public meetings, peaceful public meetings. Even when I was here at Ssemogerere, I hosted a DP meeting there. The leaders came and they addressed the university community. And when I left, I went to Fort Portal. I hosted a big group of leaders, including Beni Chwanuka and others. This we did everywhere. That's we would have members meetings inside doors, but then have public meetings outside, rallies, peaceful rallies, then visiting important people like Lukomwa, and getting into your conversation,
yes,
to explain the objectives, what are the expectations, what can the party deliver, were it able to be in power. We wrote our manifesto, which was available, which we distributed widely to show what an independent Ugandan
would look like.
For instance, the field of education, field of employment, field of training different fields which were not there, even expanding academy to the level it reached eventually, and sending students abroad. For instance, the Democratic Party pledged and fulfilled the pledge to have a crash scholarship program of 300 students, which European experts did not like. Said why? We said yes, because we want to have independence in African hands. We want to train Africans who will take over the technical work which Europeans are doing. And this was not very welcome by the expatriates who believe they were going to stay here for generations.
Doctor, yes, welcome this to the colonial authority.
There was a wave now. It was not only in Uganda. It was now a wave.
A trend in Africa.
Yes, even internationally, even within the leadership. of the white people. You had people now who are realizing that it is not fair for them to exploit Africans in their own countries.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
We had friends. Ben Cholokai, for instance, talk about our part. When he was a student, he studied law in England, and he made friends. And some of these people were really in sympathy. And what they wanted now is to have good leadership.
Okay. Thank you so much.